Wow, we've had a crazy, crazy weather pattern in the last month, and the northern beaches yesterday got absolutely nailed. Let's talk about it. What happened to the beaches? Why is this happening? And what to do now?
I'm the ringleader, so listen up.
Morning, Mark.
Morning, Billy.
We were on the news yesterday, and I say we, Northern Beaches, for all the wrong reasons. What a crazy weekend it's been.
Wow. It was like so cold, so cold, so cold. We're wishing summer would come. The heat came, and we're like, oh shit. And then these storms. Nuts.
Unreal. And it was it was a really nice day leading up to the afternoon, the morning. Out of nowhere, it just flipped. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of people out there that are trying to pick up the pieces from yesterday's chaos. Obviously, our just heart goes out to the community. We will be, making sure the team's online and helping everyone that's been through the chaos. But I can imagine the PM team today, the whole office is going to have a busy morning responding to emails and bits that have come in.
Yeah, so it's pretty much DY and Narrabeen. They were the most hit. Narrabeen and Colorado have had very hard times. You had the beachfront eroded, which was one of the only beachfronts in New South Wales that got so hammered, where some houses lost their backyard and some parts of their houses. So that from sand erosion from the tides, from tide. So that's a tidal attack. Then Narrabeen had a flood, which was within about a year ago or so, where lots of the area actually flooded. So floods, and this yesterday was really winds, wasn't it?
It was crazy. I couldn't believe some of the photos coming out. Across the road from us, there was a building affected. We got a little bit affected, our building. There was large parts of main DY streets affected, big apartment blocks. And what was surprising, and you said it really well, is that some of the newer buildings, as much as it was surprising to see some damage, you said they've not really been tested. But the older buildings that are 50 years old and have been there, from some of the original ones on DY, they've seen a lot of storms during that time. So this was, one of the storms, one of the worst in 50 years, as you could say.
Well, yeah, I guess you can understand trees. Trees are changing all the time. They're growing, they're getting bigger, and limbs fall, trees fall. That changes. But these structures, some of these structures that were so old, you'd think, mate, these can stand the test of time because they're just rock solid. And the new ones, I just thought, oh yeah, well, they haven't been through a terrible storm, and now here's the big test. But it was just everything. It was everything, and unfortunately, even loss of life. Like, it was just when that happens, that is just, your heart just drops.
Yeah, it was insane. So this morning's episode is a little bit about making sure you've putting in your insurance claims and how you go about that. Mark, where do you even start for people that have lost the roof of their building or have lost, their cars and things like that? What do you reckon? We spoke a little bit about that.
You hear the word with hospitals, you hear the people use the word medical merry-go-round. And today we wanted to talk a little bit about insurance and the insurance merry-go-round, because it definitely is there. And with insurance, and look, we're not, we are experienced as agents for property insurance claims because, you're doing it with volume. One family or one home may do it once or twice in their life. A real estate agency managing the amount of properties that we manage, you're doing it regularly. So we're probably a bit of a well-oiled machine in terms of what to do next when it comes to your insurance claims, which is part of what we're going to cover today. David Goodso, good morning. Crazy Wins. Sean, good morning, buddy. How are you? Luke, good morning. It's interesting. I want to talk about making these insurance claims, how to be effective when making these insurance claims, and be prepared, because people often think that it's a one-hit wonder where you can just call your insurance company, make the claim, and then a little angel will come out with wings and fix everything, but it's not quite the case.
Yeah, and like I said, we do assist in a huge amount of insurance claims. Being a point of contact, obviously these guys are getting in touch to find out what's happened, and in most instances it's not due to crazy winds, but the same principle applies. You said you've got to be making sure that you're really factual. You've got to take the emotion out of it, and you've really got to try to overclaim. There's no point in missing points, so making sure you've got it done properly right from the start.
Yes, a bit of advice to people that have gone through storms yesterday. It's a very, very emotional period for people. I've actually had it happen to myself where we lost our house to flooding, and it was pretty much but there was pretty much all rooms were half a foot underwater, and we learnt a lot through that process and that claim process. And I think that everyone who's had something happen to them yesterday, take note on this sort of stuff that we're about to talk about.
Yeah, and for those that don't have landlord insurance, you were saying, Mark, you only realise the importance until it's actually happened to you.
Yeah, so pretty much you got, for people who don't know, you got building insurance, which is for your base structure. Your base structure being, your bricks, your mortar, your roof, your concrete, your windows. You've then got contents insurance. Contents insurance can be, depending on your policy, can be kitchens, can be carpet, curtains, electricals, furniture, stuff like that. So you want to make sure, first thing you want to make sure is that you are insured. And guys and girls, even if you're not, this is a good message that to everyone, to make sure you are. If you've had nothing happen to you, check your bloody policy, check that it's in place, it's paid. How many times you've had a policy where you think you're covered, and then you go to claim and you realise someone hasn't paid the bill? That's the first thing to check. The next thing when you're making a claim today is to take the emotion out of it. So really stick to the facts, because it helps you make a better decision on what's happening. It helps you look at stuff more clearly. So take good photos of everything that's damaged. Do not be conservative in your claim, which is what you were just saying before, Billy. Do not be conservative in your claim, because it is the job of an insurance company to minimise the claim. So what they're going to do is the insurance company will often send out an assessor. The assessor doesn't necessarily even work under the same insurance company. They are contractors. They're almost like contract killers. They basically have to go out and they have to minimise the claim. So your job as the claiming will be like, this, and this went wrong. And then the guy coming out to assess the claim will be like, correct. Are you sure this was damaged in the storm? Correct. Are you sure that was damaged in the storm? Or this may be outside of policy, I'm sorry to tell you. So I think, first of all, make your claims today. Be very, very factual. Be very, very unemotional. Like, you just got to stick to those facts. It's going to help you. It's going to help you cut through the shit quicker. And don't stay shy, stay dry. So don't, if there's things there that have even just been damaged by a little bit, and you think, nah, that's all right, claim it. And the reason why is because what you're going to find is you may have a haircut on some other stuff that you're claiming. So you want to be over excessive in your claiming. You want to be truthful, but you want to be over excessive, because when the assessor comes through, they're going to they often, sometimes they'll come through and go yep, but sometimes they'll push back on stuff, and it's a bit of an arm wrestle.
And I have no doubt that there will be body corporate strata making claims on behalf of landlords as well, groups of landlords today over the next couple of days. So, reach out if you're not already involved on those communication groups and see what's going on. Because, like you say, one in 50 years, you find the whole roof of an apartment complex come off. I mean, it was crazy.
Yeah, and I guess sometimes it's just the angle of the wind has never actually come through on that direction, and that force in that combination of both, and then bang, there goes the roof. We had in our office, we're a 6-7 story building. We lost part of the top of the building, the side cladding. I think it was a steel cladding. We lost that. That came off. It was probably about 8 meters by 1 or 2 meters across the road. From our place, it was a 6-story building. They had an air conditioning duct, I think. It looked like a fairly big structure. The structure was probably as big as a car. That got pulled off the building, blown off the building, and blown across, because it was falling 6 or 7 stories while it was falling, and it was sort of sheet metal. It blew across 6 lanes of traffic, and landed on a parked car. So it's pretty amazing, some of the stuff that happened yesterday.
Yeah, I saw the video of that one, Mark. It's amazing. No more people got hurt.
Yep. It's just it's terrible what's happened. But is there anything else, Billy, we're going to talk about in claiming against insurance today for people? So, another piece. One other thing I've got to say is, with your claim, the insurance companies are being absolutely nailed today. So I think to help the insurance companies get your foot in the door, make the claim today. What these insurance companies do, believe it or not, particularly for roof claims, is they send out a drone pilot within 24 hours, 48 hours, and they drone shoot your roof. And they do it in high definition, and they do that again to minimise claims, because sometimes roofers are a bit misbehaved, and when they go up to do a quote to fix the roof, it's been known that they will find more work for themselves. So they often, I think you'll see a lot of drones going over the northern beaches today for people that have made claims, and then they should take photographic evidence of the roof. They take photographic evidence of the site for their records. I know we had a claim on our roof, and they produced the drone photos within 12 hours of our claim, and said 24 hours, and said, we don't particularly agree with what you're suggesting. And I was shocked.
Wow, that's unbelievable. I didn't know that. So just make sure you're onto it early. There's obviously going to be a little bit of a backlog with the amount of incoming calls, emails they'll be receiving, claims. So bear with, but better to be in there sooner than later. What a way to finish the year. We're getting closer.
After everything that's happened to people, you just think, what's next? It's one thing after the other. It's incredible.
Yeah, and strange to see it so local. We're very, very lucky, generally, that it's surrounding suburbs. This is our back garden now.
It is, absolutely. But be careful on those claims, guys. And another thing as well, I think, to help insurance companies is try to minimise their workload right now, because these guys get absolutely smashed within that sort of 48 hours, 72 hours of the event. So I think stay on your claim, stay detailed, stay unemotional, stay short. But here's a great tip: stay consistent with your insurance company. What I mean by that is, as the weeks pass, try to keep regular contact with what's happening on your building. So don't get frustrated that they haven't come out and fixed stuff, within the week, but definitely keep onto those phones super regular, and so those trades come out ASAP. And fortunately for us in the Northern Beaches, it was not a Sydney-wide event, so hopefully the repair is going to be quicker because it's not all of Sydney, and the claim process will be quicker because it's not all of Sydney.
Yeah, agreed. That's it.
Is that a show?
That's it. Thank you, Mark.
That's a show. Everyone, good luck with your insurance claims. Very sorry for people that have been affected. And if we can help at all, even if you're not a landlord or a tenant buying or selling with us, we are here. Just call us. We can help you, step you through. We do it a lot. We've done it before. We're happy to help anyone.
Stay shy, stay dry.
Boom.